Okay, because this one is just... It's refusing to perform.
No, that's...
pills for that.
No, they don't. They make pills for it to stand up. They don't make you. They don't make you perform.
It's a very
Standing
key
up is half your
distinction.
performance.
Maybe.
You can perform all you want flaccid, but...
Are we rolling?
We're back. We're back.
So what's up with the ladder?
My wife has the
Corolla?
Yes, and it has the tripod in it. So that's cool. Oh man,
We're stepping up.
that's good, isn't it?
That's pretty good. I'm enjoying it thus far.
But
I doubt that my enjoyment's going to drop off abruptly either, so I'm pretty sure this is going to continue.
No,
to
it
be-
continues to go up.
Yeah, and then they just released, and we're gonna grab a bottle of it. But they just released. So they had a cigar blend before this one, which is
Haven't had that one yet.
So good. And they just released a hazmat one.
Okay.
It's 142 proof.
Oh my.
Yeah,
Oh my.
yeah. It's like, what is 142? Like 70.
More than 130.
That's 71.
71. Yeah,
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's
But
a lot.
apparently it's amazing. So
I feel like there's a competition in the bourbon market to like how far can we push the proof?
Legally.
Let's just keep going until someone stops us
Yeah.
or someone dies.
what's going on, everybody? It's the Bourbonist back. It's the new year, and we've got Mr. Joe Kenny here with us. Joe Knows Cigars. This is
That's what I tell people.
7th episode you've been on.
Has it been that many?
It's been 7.
Didn't realize I was that popular of a guest.
Cheers,
Humbling.
fellas.
Cheers. You
Yeah.
are with us.
So we are. So we're drinking the investment whiskey finished in vanilla barrels, and well, it's just damn good.
Anything
It's very
but
tasty.
vanilla.
It's very tasty. And then we're smoking. Joe, you want to go into?
Yeah, so this is a cigar, a pretty obscure cigar. And I was introduced to this by Privada. This is the Lenuza Mechudo Habano in Robusto. There's a lot of
O's.
O words there.
I took 2 years of Spanish. Don't know what
Yeah.
each of those mean.
So this cigar was my cigar of the year for 2024. It is an incredibly well-rounded, flavorful, balanced cigar. One of my favorite all-time Habano sticks I've ever had. It is just delicious. And the cool thing about this brand is it's run by this young guy. I mean, he's not even 30 years old. Raul Lenuza, the namesake of the cigar. Son of Nicaragua. Unlike a lot of Nicaraguan cigar makers, they actually originally hailed from Cuba. Cuban expatriates moved over, settled in Cuba to make cigars. Not Raul. Raul was born and raised in Nicaragua, cut his teeth making cigars for companies like Drew Estate, AJ Fernandez, and then he decided he was going to make his own factory in his house with some of his friends and just started making arguably the most interesting looking cigars that I've ever come across, but most definitely some of the best tasting cigars I've ever had, which is saying a lot because I have smoked so many cigars, probably more cigars than anybody if you think about it. So he makes just some of the most incredible flavor experiences. I'm so glad that Privada got a hold of him and started distributing his stuff because I would have never heard about this guy otherwise. And he makes you wonder how many other diamonds in the rough exist in the world that we don't know about.
Yeah.
Like Raul Lenuza, that we don't have access to him because he's too small. So yeah, he's released another one with Privada called the Hangman, and it's in the running for my top 10 already for 2026.
Holy crap!
And it's very early in the year, so a lot could happen. So, but it scored pretty high by my estimation. So that's my
Well-
story. That's his story.
Well, and I can tell you, as just within the first 10 puffs, this is extremely clean,
Yeah.
easy to smoke. And that's one thing that, especially transitioning to our podcast, has done quite a bit of bravado within the past year and some change.
I think it's 70% of our episodes now have bravado.
There is a difference in quality, in smokability, as well as just flavor profile when you go from something else to a bravado.
We're putting that on a shirt.
Flavorability,
Smokability.
No,
I like that.
you use the word clean, and that's something that has come to, like, when I talked with Brian about his cigars, is that your cigars taste cleaner.
Yes.
For some reason. He's like, he says it's the bags that they use to keep all the cigars stored in.
Really?
So like the foil line bags, they store them in coolers with Boveda, no, misting, humidity in the air or anything like that. And
right.
He swears by it. He attributes the cleanness of flavor experience with the way that they store and ship cigars. Which, okay, that might be true. I don't know. All I know is I'm enjoying them, and I hope he never stops, because this just...
Whatever he's doing, please continue.
And he's not in Nicaragua, so he's not in danger of like being taken out.
No, he's not in danger of being assassinated or kidnapped or murdered.
I mean, Florida's got its own crime problems,
Yeah.
but
Don't go to Miami.
Yeah, he's not in Miami. He's
or
further
the
north.
swamp.
Yeah.
They feed
Although
you.
there's a lot of Florida men down there. I mean, it's a headline.
That's
waiting
what
to
I meant.
happen. Florida man does X, Y, and Z. That's a
Oh yeah.
That's what I meant.
that's a fun game to do. Is just go on Google and type in any date. Type November 7th, 2023, Florida man. Google that and see the headlines that come up. Like just put random dates, be specific, and it's a great party game. I'll tell you that.
One of my
It is.
favorite memes is there's a picture of this guy and the warrant says like it's something outlandish like crackhead wanted for throwing refrigerator at other person, running Grand Theft Auto of a bicycle, not motorcycle, and then running over like a family pet.
Yeah.
And then there's some like crackhead in another country that it's a picture of Kung Fu Panda and the tiger who's the main villain, and that goes, finally a worthy opponent.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
So just say no.
So I appreciate you guys having me in here, because ever since I seen the first episode that you guys did in this studio space, there was real guest envy on my part. There was guest and studio envy. Like, I wanted to be a guest in this studio. I've been on your guest at Billy G's and on your deck.
Oh yeah.
But not in. This is a first.
Yeah.
This is a historic moment today.
Yes, it is.
This is the first time that I've been in this studio space, which I've been wanting to be for over a year now.
So
When it's not just you, it's also for us, because we've been wanting to get you in the studio.
It hasn't
Yeah,
been
but
from a
see,
lack of trying on your part.
Your boy over here is terrible at giving notice. So anytime I ask, and I'm pretty sure out of the 7 times that you've been on, I've probably asked you at least a couple dozen.
Yes.
And every time,
Usually it's an average
without
of 36 hours notice.
That's
you're
a
like-
good day.
And I love it because about 6 times ago that I asked, you started answering with "my guy."
Yeah, it wasn't like I was trying to reprimand you. It's just like I wanted to really emphasize the fact, like, listen, I'm not trying to avoid this. I would love very much to be here. It's just the stars don't align sometimes.
When you're asking me 24 hours in advance, dude, I got a family.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure half of those were probably like, "Hey, so we have an opening tomorrow. If you want to."
Yeah.
Yeah, hand me my phone.
But yeah, so I've had guest envy wanting to be here, but also studio envy because, man, this place looks awesome. Like, I wish I could videotape my reviews in a place that looks half as good. I really
appreciate
wish
it.
I had a better looking studio space, but I don't have a garage, and I don't really have the ability to put up like a shed anywhere in my yard because living in the city, it's a postage stamp, so
Yeah.
there's not a lot of opportunities. And obviously, I can't smoke in the house, so that's not going to work.
It's a great postage stamp. Probably The second best postage stamp, the best would be the one that has my head on the postage stamp. Doesn't exist yet, but they tell me, everybody tells me it's going to happen.
It sticks the best.
There's
It's
already
very sticky.
there's already a what is the gold citizenship card?
Yeah.
Because, like,
Oh man. Gold card.
We're going to change the green card to make it gold. It's going to be a gold
the
card.
United States is like a resort now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to buy the gold card.
Kind of always has been.
Yeah, since about when did you think I'm not trying to hijack the conversation
Oh,
here,
please.
but when do you think the turning point came? Because it wasn't always that way where everyone was trying to get into the United States. Oh, yeah. When did it become like this was like the destination that every immigrant wanted to be?
1700s.
Really?
Well, you know, a lot of people came around that time.
Yeah, but yeah, but I don't know if it was like, was it already like the gold standard of places to go?
It was more so like, we've already got ships running there, and I hate King George.
Well, yeah, but it
I
wasn't
think
an
it was
easy life
Industrial
for people
Revolution.
who came. I think it was post-industrial revolution. I actually think it was post-World War II when it really started to.
Well, actually, that makes sense because we're the only country that like wasn't in danger. Us in Australia.
Yeah. Although Australia got attacked. Did you know this?
No.
Yeah. Oh, we did too. In Pearl Harbor. We got
Well,
attacked.
sure, but that's
I know it's not
far
the
away.
mainland.
That's
I know.
far away. Like literally, so there was an interview with a Japanese general back in the 70s. And somebody had the balls to be like, "Why don't you ever just invade America? Like you're boasting."
I thought
you
that was
have
back
this-
in the 40s.
I think it was
Because I know what you're about to say. I thought that was back in the 40s.
Well, either way, they were like, the conversation
Why
went a
don't you
little
just
like, "Why don't you just invade? You're boasting that you have the best military. Why don't you just invade?" And the general laughed, and he said, "Because there's a gun behind every blade
Yeah.
of grass."
Yeah.
Yeah, as of right now, there's like 600 million guns for 330 million
Yeah.
Yeah.
citizens. So we're pretty well armed.
I've got 6.
Yeah,
Myself.
he's bumping the average up.
No, I'm keeping it down. You go out in the middle of Missouri, I guarantee you those farmers got at least 7.
Yeah.
Literally cabinets full at my grandfather's house,
Yeah.
and all of them. I guarantee you, there's like a couple rifles because my great grandfather was in World War II. And he was stationed in the Philippines, so like the nastiest of the war. And I'm sure some of those rifles are from back then.
Outside of Auschwitz, that was pretty bad.
Wow.
Listen,
So how do we clean up that? How do we?
am I wrong?
Did you have what was the agenda today? Do you have like? I'm assuming you had a
No, I wanna
playbook.
talk
It
about
wasn't
you.
Auschwitz.
That's the point of having a guest
Oh,
on is
okay.
we
We were
actually
talking about
so
me.
like every other time. So I just sounded like Shaggy there for a second. Like Scoob.
I was willing to just ignore that it happened, but you just leaned right into it.
But every time, but like every time we've had you on, you've
Yeah.
kind of just joined the conversation.
Yeah.
Actually, the last time we had you on, it was at Billy G's, and it was still one of my favorite moments of our entire podcast. Is like when Joseph talked about how his brother-in-law is professional wiffle ball player.
That caught
You
me
laughed
off.
for like 5 straight
It
minutes.
caught me off guard. I wasn't like in retrospect, it's not that funny, but
He said his brother-in-law's what?
his brother-in-law
Professional
he
wiffle ball player.
He said he got drafted
Oh, yeah.
by a wiffle ball league,
Yeah.
and he said it non-ironically. So I was
He
just,
said it
I
very
was-
seriously.
I was so I was blindsided by it, and it tickled me something awful. I wasn't ready for it, and it made me laugh. and like I said, I kind of feel bad for like I wasn't trying to laugh him to scorn or anything.
Oh,
It was
sure.
just it was funny to me.
Well,
I just
and
thought that
I
was really
felt,
funny.
I've always wanted to, and I haven't done it yet. That was many episodes ago, but I've always wanted to be like, hey, so we're not making fun of you.
Because you weren't the one who was drafted.
It's wiffle ball draft. Like that's shit that you come up with in your backyard.
Round 1, pick 2.
So, but hey, he makes money. And so
Hey, he probably makes more than I do. So
yeah, it's
He's the
he
one
gets
laughing.
the laugh. He laughs all the way to the bank. I'm
he's
sure.
like, yeah, well, suck it. I have to swing a bat and make money.
Plastic balls, and I make money.
How much money you making on that cigar channel? Oh, nothing. Oh, that's interesting.
It's self-sustaining.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I make money for it.
It probably is, right?
Backyard
Like
What's
games.
that?
the cigar channel, like self-sustaining.
Sure. Yeah.
Well,
That's what I tell my wife.
but like it gets so like we're barely self-sustaining.
Yeah.
And well, not barely. We're okay. Like
So-
all of this stuff. So, okay, so we'll give a little background to the studio.
Outside of-
so
Go ahead.
the wall, Dan paid for.
Nice.
I helped.
Great wall. It's a beautiful wall.
Well, I helped
I had
put it
that
up.
wall.
Probably
I didn't-
the second best wall that's ever been built.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I bought it. I helped put it up.
And then
Adam was the other helper.
we both got. I mean, when we started, we just had iPhones, and we were just filming
Yeah.
everything with iPhones.
Video quality's always looked good though.
Well, I
Like
appreciate
even
that.
with the phones. Like I didn't know. You would have fooled me if you never told me.
Well, I appreciate
it was
that.
just iPhones.
But yeah, the moon here, and this was all last year that we did this.
Investor.
Investor. And actually, no, it wasn't last year. We've had the moon since October of 24, I think. It's been over a year since we've had the moon, but the lights behind and you know stuff and
Well, man, it's the way to go. Just add little things as you go.
Yeah.
It's
right.
nice, so it's not
and so
crazy.
now we have like a budget to run our website and to run our editing software every month, and then
That's
everything
nice.
else is just like, hey, if we need cigars, we have money to pay for them. And
Nice. That's nice.
So is it like that with you? Like how
So
are
I
you
mean,
paid in cigars? Like is then
I am very much paid in cigars for sure. Like I've been very blessed. A wide variety of people have sent me cigars. Some of them have just been fans. In fact, one of the best contributors of cigars. Big shout out to Tony Larenko. He's becoming a legend among cigar reviewers because he has sent so many cigars to a lot of us. I know a lot of cigar reviewers that benefit from the generosity of one Tony Larenko. He has sent me so many things, and they're all awesome. I mean, like he's incredibly magnanimous, and it was kind of weird because it got to a point at like the third shipment of cigars, which is it's never just a small shipment. It's like it is like, he sent me another 75 cigars, like, and they're
Wow.
all different. Like they're not here's 3 boxes of cigars. It's the equivalent of that, but they're all like 70 different individual cigars, and so. The third time I got a shipment from him like that, I just reached out and was like, hey, Tony, man, I'm not trying to sound ungrateful or anything, but I don't know what to make of this. Like, this is really cool of you to do, but why are you, like, why are you sending me all this stuff? I just don't get it. And he's just like, how are you able to, afford this? Because you're sending me some pretty expensive stuff. It turns out he lives in California. He's a welder. He's not. He's not on social media.
he'll have a job.
But he's a super, super generous man who loves sharing things that he likes, and
That's awesome.
He buys a lot of cigars. He smokes a lot of cigars, and he's just like, I want everyone. What are your thoughts on this? Tell me about. He just sends.
That's
so
awesome.
many things. So he's a really cool guy. So yeah, I mean, a lot of the reviews I've been doing the last couple months have been cigars from Tony. More than the last few months. It's been a while, but yeah. So I get a lot from him. Pravada has sent me a lot of stuff. I mean, Brian's been just an incredible friend of me personally, but also for the channel almost since the beginning. So like starting in I started the channel in 2017. By 2019, I was in the club, and shortly after that, he was just always reaching out like, how can I support you?
Wow.
What can I do to help you? Because I love what you're doing. He seemed to appreciate the method in which I was doing things, because I was all about just sharing experiences and educating as best as I could when it came to the pastime, the hobby, the craft of cigars and cigar making. So I'm not a cigar maker. I'm very much just a cigar enjoyer.
Connoisseur.
And I might just be a plain sewer. But yeah, I mean, I just want to let everybody in the world who might be thinking, well, I've never gave cigars a shot. Like, give it a shot. Like, you might not like it, and that's fine. But it can be a real benefit to your life to have something like this that gives you the opportunity to be introspective, to be meditative, to relax in a healthy way. And I know people don't equate cigars and health. Oh, party foul.
Bitch.
Don't equate cigars and health, but listen, I am a believer that cigars can be part of a healthy lifestyle, and I think it's antithetical to the American lifestyle, the typical American lifestyle, which is rush, 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 make money, get through things fast, get things done now. Cigars demand your attention. They demand you to slow down. They demand you to give them the proper time to enjoy them properly. And as Americans, by and large, we've kind of lost that in our culture,
Yep.
and I really want to get that back. Because not all that long ago, this is a stat that I like to give people a lot, back in 1910, a little over 100 years ago, 70% of American males smoked cigars. Now it's less than 3%,
Yeah.
which is insane.
They also dressed in suits just to go to the store.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it was...
Or baseball games.
or baseball games. But I mean, I'm not saying I want to turn back the clock, but there are a few things that we've dispensed with as a society that we really shouldn't have, and this is one of them. So I think cigars are an amazing craft. They are unlike any other handmade product that I've encountered. They're a consumable product that isn't merely a consumable product. There's so many elements that go into it. The agricultural part, the actual crafting of the cigars, the business aspect of it. How many of these cigar makers are family businesses that have been around for multiple generations? There's real legacy here with this industry. And there's some real culinary arts involved with crafting a good cigar. And I always looked at cigars as an extension of the culinary arts. We consume them much the same way we do fine spirits, wine, and food. And that is what they are supposed to be enjoyed as. They are supposed to be enjoyed as a culinary experience. You are supposed to be enjoying the flavors, the aromas, the textures, just like in food. And just like food, the way you consume things can dictate whether or not it's a healthy or an unhealthy thing.
Yep.
If you're eating as a response to stress, even if it's healthy food, it's not going to be all that great for you.
Right.
Like, you need to be in a good state before you eat, and you need to be in a good state before you drink or smoke.
You're also not going to be able to enjoy it the same
Right.
if you're stressed
Right.
or if your mind is elsewhere.
Yeah, so unlike cigarettes, which is a stress coping mechanism for most people, cigars are not that.
Right.
And I'm sure there are people who abuse them to the same way that they would smoke cigarettes, but that's not the way they're designed, and you're not going to enjoy it the same way
Right.
if you're doing it as a stress coping mechanism. It is a means of relaxation, not to cope with stress. Two very, very different things. So, yeah, I started the channel just because I had already fallen in love with cigars. I admittedly had very little knowledge of the industry or the craft. I just knew I liked them a lot. And then I was watching a lot of cigar reviewers on YouTube already, and they just looked like they were having the best time. They are enjoying cigars so much.
Yeah.
They must know something about that I don't. And the more I realized it was a cultural thing, it's just like they took great delight in the different blends that were available. They loved the origin stories of blends. They loved learning as much as they could about the different varieties of tobacco and the different factories that exist. And that sparked something that's like, wow, these guys, anybody who really gets into cigars, the impetus behind that is just this desire for knowledge. Like, they
Yep.
want to know more.
Yep.
And it's not to be a know-it-all either. Like, they're just genuinely interested. Like,
Yep.
it gives me joy to know more about this craft. And I found myself being in the same camp. It's like, yeah, every time I find out something new about this craft, I fall even more in love with it, and it makes it even more enjoyable. I'm really happy because most of my brothers enjoy cigars, so it's a means for us to unwind and connect in conversation with a cigar in hand. A lot of my friends will enjoy cigars, so it's been a very good social bonding mechanism.
Yep.
And other things about cigars that are really cool is cigars have a effect on the brain in that they help eliminate inhibitions for sharing thoughts. So it's very conducive for conversation when cigars are being shared. And unlike alcohol, it doesn't intoxicate you. It just loosens your inhibitions to share thoughts you might be having. So there's a lot of benefits. And yeah, I mean, if you smoke in moderation, which is the majority of cigar smokers, the health effects, the health risks are minimal, if any.
Right.
So you just, like anything, if you eat like shit, you're going to have health problems. And that's probably going to be a bigger culprit than cigars.
Yeah.
So last I looked, there are 4 more deaths from heart attacks and obesity than from lung cancer. So it's...
Well, and here's a quick fun fact as someone who has been through real estate school. So 6% of...
I was talking too much. It went out.
6%
Talking just enough.
of lung cancer cases are because of smoking. 6. The rest, or most, I don't want to say the rest, but most is because of radon poisoning.
Well, I believe that.
But
I mean,
And
the biggest
radon
risk
comes
factor is
from-
just your genetic
so
history,
radon
so-
is a radioactive gas that leaks out of the earth, and it's stronger in some places than it is in others.
Mm-hmm.
It can leak out of granite. It comes out of just rock, and that's why you get radon tests when you do when you buy a house,
We had
because
to get
it
a
could.
mitigation system in our house for that. So.
There you go. Yeah, that
I was-
causes lung cancer 10 times over more than smoking does. And you don't even inhale, so shut up. Like it's
I was just going to say, damn it, I knew I shouldn't be huffing that bug spray. But, and it's interesting that you say the history of cigars. I've always kind of equivalated it, if that's the right word.
Equivocated?
Well, it's equaled to me the history of whiskey, the history of wine.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Something that, again, like cigars, it's an art form.
Yes, very much so.
And so I took a sommelier class last year. It ended around Thanksgiving. And I took that because I'm coming from the world of whiskey, and learning, and cigars, and learning the history, the art behind making both of those. And I wanted to know something around the same, not necessarily industry, but something that takes the same art and something that has the same history behind it, but it expounds upon it.
Yeah,
And wine has been around for thousands of years.
basically since the beginning of time. Yeah. Some form or another. It's been
And
around.
it's amazing how the history behind wine and whiskey and cigars is very close together. And it's the same intentionality behind all of them, to where it's someone who has literally fallen in love with the creation of the object, of the consumable, similar to food.
Yeah.
The only people that I know that are in a kitchen at a very high level are people who are in love in making the final product, and love making people enjoy their time, because food is one of the biggest objects that people spend time and money on.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think you'll see a lot of parallels with winemakers and cigar makers, in that there's a prevailing culture in both industries when it comes to the people who are farming the tobacco and farming the grapes. You'll hear, at least in the European markets, when it comes to the European vineyards, they have this very intense respect for the earth in regards to what it will do. Like, they don't try to micromanage all the elements to make what they want. They're basically like listening to the earth, listening to the vines, and like, well, okay, we'll do this because this is what it's telling us to do. And I've heard so many cigar makers talk about, no, listen, the leaves will tell you when it's ready.
Yep.
And it's a very similar mindset. Not trying to manipulate things too much. Take what they're given and make the best version with what they have. I love that mindset.
Yep.
I love that philosophy. We can learn a lot from that, and that's also very antithetical to American culture. The American culture is not,
I'll take what
no, it's like,
I
no,
can
I'm
get.
going to make whatever it is. Like, that's not how it works,
Yep.
Like, you've got to take the best of what you can get and do the best version of what this was supposed to be, not what you had in your mind. Like, sometimes it works that way. Most of the time, it doesn't. So trying to manipulate things too much can be very frustrating and kind of damaging to the self. So,
Well, and I think that's beautiful because the American wine culture is very much known for big, bold flavors, right? It's a punch to the face when you're drinking a Napa Cab
Right.
or a Chardonnay. Whereas if you go old world, so French, Italian, even Spanish, it's all about what the grapes and the earth provide, and it's exactly what you said. It's taking what the earth gives you and trying to make the best product forward, or trying to present the best product forward.
yeah, isn't it also interesting the way that American wines are named after the grape, but European wines are named after the region that the grapes
Yep.
came from? Like,
Absolutely.
you can see the emphasis. Like, the emphasis is more on, well, where did it come from?
Yep.
It's not so much on the variety of the grape, because it's like, well, that's secondary to them. Like, the most important part is the origin, where it came from. You got to have that in cigars too, although they don't really. I mean, there's names for varieties of tobacco, whether it's Criollo, Corojo,
Connecticut.
Well, Connecticut again is that's an actual region versus
Oh,
so like there's region names, but there's also varietal names, and everyone knows Corojo, everyone knows Criollo. Like, those are the two big ones, but everything else is just it's primarily named after the region that the tobacco was grown in. So anyway,
So
Gesundheit.
could you? So school me.
sure,
Connecticut wrappers.
yeah.
They're
So originally, when people think Connecticut, they think of the lighter shade
Yes.
wrapper, because in the Connecticut River Valley, it had the right temperature, the right climate to grow really good shade-grown wrapper leaf. Connecticut can also be Connecticut broadleaf, which is a Maduro leaf. That's a much darker, hardier leaf. So
Right.
Connecticut, as a loose term, usually means a shade-grown wrapper leaf. And at this point, though, most wrapper leaf, about 80% of the wrapper leaf in the market today is grown in Ecuador.
okay.
Yeah, and in Ecuador, during the growing season, they have so much natural overcast skies, cloud cover, that they don't even have to put up the cheesecloth shade pavilions to grow the shade-grown wrapper. They can just grow it, and they've got the natural shade from the clouds, so it gives the same effect. But they're still called Connecticut. And some of them might actually be Connecticut seed. Like, they'll take seed that comes from plants from tobacco plants in Connecticut, but they'll grow them in Ecuador. So, but yeah, so Connecticut, loosely, people think of the shade grown, but that's not necessarily what Connecticut means. So that's that.
So then, when I think of like a cigar that like boasts it, it's sun grown. Mm-hmm. That's most
What is that, Rocky
tobacco
Patel has a
leaves.
big-
Well, yeah. So sun grown. I mean, sun grown is just it's like a habano. I mean, it's as opposed to a shade grown. So, but it's become kind of an equivalent term to a habano wrapper cigar. That's kind of what they think of when they say sun grown versus like a shade grown. But then and then when you get to Maduro, it's just, well, okay, it's a more mature leaf, and they also ferment it longer, which is why it's darker. So the Maduro as a wrapper leaf is not a variety of tobacco. It could be any number of tobaccos. As I just pointed out before we started this episode, Raul Nazuna took a Cameroon seed, grew it in Nicaragua, and then uber fermented it so that it was almost jet black by the time it was done. That's a Cameroon seed. Cameroon is typically, you think of a much lighter
Right.
colored wrapper. But yeah, if you ferment anything, it's going to get darker than it normally would be. So, yeah.
When did you have your first cigar?
My first cigar I had wasn't even really a real cigar. So, like, the first cigar.
Black and mild.
No, it was a Swisher. It was a Swisher Sweet.
Yeah.
I was like 16, smoking with friends. Even that I enjoyed, Obviously, I don't like them that much now, but it's because I discovered better things, I mean, you like McDonald's when you're a kid, but after a while, you start realizing,
go to
there's
Shake Shack.
much better burgers out there.
Look at that. That's mostly salt and
Yeah.
processed meat.
So, yeah, I mean, that was the first premium cigar I had was, I think, a Romeo and Julieta 1875, I think it was, or
Red Label.
or the Reserva Real, one of the two is one
Yeah.
of those. They're very common. And it was the night before I got married. My brother Chris brought a bunch, and my brothers and I, we all had the Romeo and Julietas. We opened a bottle of port. It was a great night. And then not long after I got married, I just started hanging out with people who were just already into cigars, and I just started smoking with them. And as soon as I found out how well they paired with coffee, that was the end. I was like, there's no going back now. Like, cigars and coffee are so unbelievably good together. It's just like, this is...
You were already in the coffee
Yeah,
world.
I already love coffee, so...
Do you smoke a cigar a day?
It averages out about that. There are definitely times where I'll take breaks just to reset the palate. And obviously, if I'm sick, I'm not going to smoke a cigar. I can't taste it that well when I'm sick.
Yep.
But yeah, usually it's about one a day. Yeah, sometimes more, sometimes less. So
With coffee, I'm assuming.
coffee's my go-to. It's my preferred pairing is with coffee. Really getting into espresso more because my wife gave me an espresso machine a few years ago. So I love that
They're
espresso
amazing.
machine. It's just like every time I make one, if my wife's around, did I tell you I love my espresso machine? I
Yeah.
love it. I really like this machine a lot. So yeah, I think coffee is just the perfect cigar pairing. And it just complements the flavors so much. And I haven't had a cigar that just isn't incredible with coffee. Like it's better whenever I
Yeah.
have coffee. So
Have you ever had Turkish coffee?
yeah, I have had Turkish coffee.
So I bought my mom a Hev Svez, the copper bin that's hammered, handmade. So you're supposed to put it in like a pile of sand that's over an oven, and you're supposed to circle it.
Yeah.
So I didn't buy that, but I bought the actual like coffee pot and bought the coffee grounds, and we actually had it for the first time like a day or two ago, and it is
really
amazing.
good.
I
Yeah.
love it because my mom's rule when making coffee, and I've accepted this rule as law, and it's if it comes out of the coffee maker and you can see through it, that's tea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I am in agreement with that rule for sure.
It's got to be jet black.
Yep.
we were on vacation with some family, and they made coffee once, and they made coffee their way.
Hold that.
And
Don't do that. You keep going. I will go get something over there.
so they made the coffee and they poured it into my cup, and I was like, I could see through the cup, and I was going, oh no, this
It's
is not
tea.
good. Oh no,
I'm drinking Earl Grey.
Yeah, so yeah, not. I like the stronger stuff. So
Well, and that's what's amazing about that Turkish coffee is there is no filter.
Yeah.
You put water in a pot, you put the grounds, which are extra fine, finely ground,
yeah,
and then you literally just stir it and kind of steep it for 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Almost 45
Yeah,
minutes. So
it's
you have to
strong.
work for it,
yeah,
which
It's
is
pretty
awesome.
cool. But yeah,
That thing does not work well.
what's that?
Rabbit air.
Yeah.
Yeah, the best thing that's going to work, it's going to be an exhaust pipe.
Yeah, ventilation, man.
Yep.
Oh, wait, what you got? You got more? Oh, okay, the cigar blend. All right, I haven't had this yet.
Here you go.
You got to finish your first glass, brother. I'm
I
not
can
gonna.
take care of that.
I'm not gonna take it until he. I'll be last.
I'll be first. So
Well, thank God you
Thank
ain't
you, sir.
driving.
is that enough?
No, that's fine. Yeah,
Okay.
that's good. So how did you guys get into the whole cigar thing?
So mine was a little
Hill.
Was he was the impetus, huh?
Yeah. So okay, here's a good story.
for Adam.
Have I? Yeah.
You
Have I
threw
told
him?
you?
Okay.
Have I
Well,
told
no,
you-
it was that Joseph is Adams.
Okay.
I've got my own.
Okay.
So I don't know if I think I've told this story before, but so Joseph Hill and my wife were almost a thing.
Really?
Yes, years ago before I had met either of them.
Wow.
And like they talked about it and kind of batted around the idea, and then ultimately, obviously, decided no.
Struck
But
out.
One night we had a housewarming party here, or it was either a housewarming party or it was my diaper party for Gideon and my 4-year-old. And my wife was like, "You need to invite him." And I was like, "I've never met this man. He's a threat to me."
That's a ballsy move. He's like, you need to invite my ex.
Well, so they never dated. But
Close ex.
but that was my thought. It's like, no, I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
And
what?
she was like, "He's an amazing guy," and I was like, "This is not helping your case at all."
Yeah.
Yes, please keep talking.
Strike two.
But she goes, "I think you guys are a lot alike," and I was like, "Again, still not like clearly I'm the better
I'm not
one because
loving
you
this
chose
still.
me, but still like." You know, and she was like, "Just please do it for me." And I was like, "Don't pull that bullshit."
You're just like, shut up.
And so I invited him, and he he shows up dressed like
Like Joe.
Joe,
Yes.
so out of the 50s.
20s. Dude.
He had like
That's 30 years, brother.
pleated khaki pants, nice loafers, and a fucking like cigar shirt on.
Oh, yeah.
Like a
Guayabera.
Guayabera shirt on.
Yeah.
And a nice watch, and he walks in and he hands me a Bovita, like Pravada uses
Yeah.
a bag of 3 cigars.
Nice.
And I was like, I'm more of a pipe guy, and he was like,
You're like, trust me on this one.
he was like, just trust me. And so I got a little lubricated that night, and he was out on my deck playing bags, playing
my
cornhole on my dick, and he's sitting out there talking to another buddy of mine, and I was like, I gotta talk to this guy, whatever. And so I walked out, and we exchanged pleasantries or whatever, and he goes, why don't you light up one of the cigars I got you?
Yeah.
And I'd never done it before, so he like cut it for me and helped me light it. And it was a Connecticut Brick House,
Okay. Yeah.
which, if you're looking for like an okay,
Yeah. I mean, it's a solid cigar.
It's
it's a
good.
solid
yeah.
$6 cigar.
Probably
And
not anymore, but yeah.
Yeah,
At
but
the time. Yeah.
they're like $8.50 now.
Yeah.
But and I was like, oh, this is really good. He was like, I told you, man. And we literally just hit it off from that point. And
So I
that
tell
was
you, man, you could, the easiest way to get male bonding is to share a cigar together.
Yeah.
It really does. It makes a huge difference.
Yep.
And then the first time I had one with Dan, it was the second time that I got blackout drunk.
Yeah, you got fucked up.
It was bad.
He
So we
passed
had-
out in his bathroom, and his wife comes walking in. This is the second time we've had a cigar. His wife comes walking in, and I'm sitting on the couch, literally 5 feet over there, and she goes, "You may want to go home." And I went, "Is Adam that bad?" And she goes, "Yeah."
Wow.
I didn't realize because I try not to overdrink.
Yeah.
I do. I don't like being drunk. I don't like the feeling of it. I can't sleep because I get super dizzy.
Oh yeah.
Like I hate it. And so I tend to cut myself off. But that night I was drinking faster than my body was keeping up.
Oh yeah.
And so I went to the bathroom and was like, oh, I need to sit down. And then the next thing I remember is my wife kicking me.
Yeah.
And I woke up and I was like, yeah. And she goes, "Your friend's outside." And I was like, "I know. I was just,
I know.
I was just resting my
know
eyes."
that.
Oh yeah.
You're resting
so
my eyes.
So I came out and started like listening to him talk, and I'm sitting there going like this. And he goes, "You good?" And I go, I literally said this out loud, and I was like, I know it seems like I'm falling asleep, but I'm closing my eyes to listen more intently to what
No,
you're saying.
I wasn't outside. You said that while we were on the couch
That's right.
before you went to the bathroom.
He remembers this very clearly. I can tell this. Is,
I was there. I was literally talking to you because you were like, "Hey, Dan, what's going on?" And so I started talking to you, and you go, "I know it seems like I'm falling asleep, but I'm
only
just
because I
listening
am."
intently." And I go, "Oh, okay."
It's like normally I keep myself from over drinking, but that night I didn't. That's basically
Dan,
correct.
your presence, I couldn't stop.
But we have been fast friends. And that's all because this friendship's all because of Joseph Hill as well.
Yeah.
So how did you get what popped the cherry with the cigars for you then?
Cigars for me, I was 14. We were down in Orlando, and my brother got a pack of Black and Milds, and we were out on the so we were out on a condo like deck, which is smaller than this table is, and so me and my brother took turns smoking.
Oh shit, I forgot how good that was.
He looked at me and goes, "Hey, you want one?" And I went, "Smoking? Mom and Dad are gonna kill me." And he goes, "Mom and Dad ain't gonna know." And I went, "Sure."
Right.
So he smoked his, and I'm out there smoking mine. And he didn't tell me how to smoke it. He just goes, "Put it in your mouth and smoke it."
Yeah.
And I went, "Pause." But so I'm out there smoking, and all of a sudden I hear, "Tim, what the fuck?" And so Tim's my older brother, and I go, "Oh shit!" And I flick it, and my mom goes,
Caught the house on fire.
"Well, we were in a condo," and my mom goes, "Dan, I know you're smoking," and I go, "No,
No, I'm not.
no, I'm
You
not.
see a cigar?
What are you talking about,
No,
woman?"
correction. I was smoking.
It's gone.
I'm not anymore.
I don't see anything.
I'm done with that.
She goes, "Dan, get your fucking ass in here." And so
Yeah.
I go in there, and my brother Tim and I start looking at each other, and we're giggling.
Yeah.
And my mom goes, "Dan, the fuck's wrong with you?" And I go, "I don't know. You want the list?"
Yeah. When you're 14, nothing is cooler than smoking a Black and Mild, right? Like, oh man,
Smoking in general.
I'm so edgy right
Yeah.
now. Oh, I'm such
My
a badass.
friends are going to think I'm so cool.
I'm the coolest guy in the world.
Oh, yeah.
I am so cool. and no
I'm
one's
smoking a
coming close.
wood-tipped flavor infested
Yeah.
shit cigar.
I still think Black and Mild smell fantastic, but I
Oh,
know
yeah.
they're terrible. They taste terrible.
Yep.
So bad.
They taste
Yep.
terrible.
And so after that, I took a couple years off, obviously, and then it was honestly COVID, and the
a lot of
world
people.
the world shut down,
Yeah.
and my brother Tim was still living at my parents' place, and he was engaged to get married, and my good buddy, one of my best buddies, who's over in Virginia, his name's Richard.
Shut up, Richard.
Adam, you've met Richard.
Richard's amazing.
Yep. He was my best friend since freshman in high school. He was over in Okinawa, Japan.
Wow.
And then he came back to do his new contract over in Naples, Italy. But Italy shut down before.
Yeah, Italy was
US
one of the
did.
first. Yeah.
So
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
he was stuck here in America while getting paid full
Stuck in
salary.
America or stuck in Italy?
Stuck in America.
So he came home before
He
he went
came
to
home.
Gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So him and I went to the same high school. So his mom lives in Kirkwood. Damn it. I never wanted to say that. Yeah, right.
I will.
He lives in
But-
Kirkwood off of this road.
So
Zip code.
we live in the same county,
Yeah.
went to the same high school, and he was stuck at his mom's place when Italy shut down.
Yeah.
And so he would come over 4 or 5 days a week to my parents' place, and we would have a bonfire, he would always bring a 30 rack of Bud Select, and we'd have like 2 or 3 cigars that night,
Yeah.
5 days a week.
you
So
go. That'll do it.
our old bonfire pit was like a pot belly, and so that pot belly is still filled with some of the cigar butts of back in 2020, because we filled the whole thing, because there's a crack down in the bottom, and so you light one fire,
Yeah.
it's gonna bottom out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of my first entry, and then Joseph and I would have cigars. Joseph Hill would have cigars every Wednesday when we meet, and then one Wednesday, instead of doing what we usually do, I met Adam,
Nice.
and yeah,
There you go. The rest is history.
That's how the podcast started.
Yeah. Cool. So, do you find yourself gravitating to particular types? Like, do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite brand? Like, is there a particular region you like you go to?
I trust Brian.
Sure.
And I want him on this podcast, and we've met him.
Yeah.
I haven't told you that story.
Over at Cigar, right?
At Cigaro, yeah.
Hungry Herb.
And we were just like the first thing I said to him, because I was like, you don't know me from Adam, no pun intended, but you don't know me from Adam, but Joe Kenny's a good friend, and he immediately, like, because you could tell that he was like going around trying to say hi to everybody.
Shut up, Brian.
And you could tell he was like trying to get through to everybody. But like, as soon as I mentioned you, he was like, his demeanor changed.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, Joe Kenny's my guy, man. And you know how Brian talks, like, yeah. And he's like, Joe Kenny's my guy, man.
Yeah.
And so he just sat there, and we talked about like he just bought his wife like a brick oven for
Yeah,
pizzas.
for pizza.
And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he was like, yeah, we're getting into that, and we started like talking about that and random things.
Yeah,
But he was like, anytime you want me on, man, let's do it. I was like, cool, that's great. But I trust everything. The Purple People Eaters
Yep.
are coming out.
Those are amazing.
We already reserved ours.
Pre-ordered?
Yeah, we
Yep.
pre-ordered those. I'm so excited because they're so freaking good.
They are really good. Yeah, I'm really kind of annoyed because the OG Purple People Eater, I never got to try. Oh. So I'm annoyed that I missed that boat. But yeah, the second iteration that they did with AJ was great. But I never got to try the original.
That
I
and
don't
the
think
blue
we did
cheese.
Blue
The
cheese
blue
is
cheese is
The
good.
blue
solid,
cheese
man.
is fantastic.
Now, again, like the blue cheese, that one's a little bit of a pepper bomb. It's not the spiciest I've ever had, but I've had a couple people tell me it's too spicy for me. And first of all, I'm just kind of like, how weak. But second of all, I'm just like, listen, I get it. Like everybody's got a certain tolerance, and
Yeah.
that's just the way it is. But it is admittedly on the spicier side, but I love it. I think it's just
It's
awesome
amazing.
cigar.
My favorite cigar, which I want to start doing this. I think 2025 or 26 will be the year that we do this. I think we need to do a top 10 like you do.
Yeah, I mean it's really interesting. This past year, 2025, there were so many limited editions that came out from a lot of people, and it was because it was 2025. It was a milestone year for a lot of significant companies. So, Rocky had their 30th anniversary. Aganorsa did the 25th. I mean, they had so many. HVC did a couple, 10th anniversaries for the Black Friday, which was awesome. And then my cigar of the year for 2025, the HVC La Rosa 520 10th anniversary, unbelievable cigar. And it was kind of like this, a beautiful, attractive, like very unique looking double perfecto sort of cigar, and it just was, it just put itself on another level because the layering of it. Clearly, this guy was putting a lot of love into that project, and I love it when people they pull out all the stops, they put everything, they put so much of their soul into that, and you can tell when you're smoking. It's like, man, this guy was really, he cared about this. Like you got a piece of him in this cigar, and then the Kellner family. Shout out to Klaus Kellner, man. He made an 80th anniversary cigar to honor his dad's 80th birthday, which was 2025. Just smoked the cigar. Review is coming out as of this recording tomorrow, Friday. Holy jeez, man! That was one of the best cigars I've ever had in my life. It was what was the Diadema Fina was the name of the Vitola. It's a 7x50 double perfecto.
Oh, big old.
Yeah, I mean it's a long cigar.
Yeah.
It was a magical cigar, and I love the fact that Klaas was putting all of his admiration and love for his dad into that project. It was just like, dude, this was beautiful.
Yeah.
This was beautiful. And it's probably because it was an homage to his dad that I got so emotionally attached to this cigar. Oh, sure. But it was just like, dude, this was so special because you were doing this to honor your dad's legacy. I love that aspect of this industry when they do stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it was unbelievable cigar. It was just incredible. So big shout out to the Kellners. You guys are probably the best Dominican blenders in the world. Unbelievable. Just fantastic.
So I want to talk about my favorite Joe Knows video.
Okay.
And it was the Gurkha Year of the Dragon review.
It's infamous.
I don't think
I was so mad. I don't
wanna
even know
make
why I
you
got that mad.
Like, I don't ever want to make you that mad. But we quoted it on this show, and I showed clips of that freaking thing. It was just like, shout out to you. And it was just unbelievable.
Yeah. It's funny, too, because I made a short of that clip of that video, too, because I just was trying to reiterate just the principle of the matter of that, you know, they clearly put all their resources into the packaging materials, and that was it. Because it was the most mediocre cigar. And it's like, listen, it was $25 retail, which isn't insane. Like, there's plenty of cigars out there that are way more expensive.
But there's plenty that are less.
There are, yeah. And I get it. It's like, okay, it was a special, year of the, Zodiac calendar themed cigar, and everybody's Zodiac calendar cigars are always going to be more expensive because they somehow use some special proprietary tobacco, allegedly, for their blends.
This year's the snake, right?
This year is the no, it's the horse.
The horse, yeah.
Last year was the snake.
Yep.
So I haven't tried any of the horse. I've tried a couple of the snake last year. Davidoff actually surprised me. Davidoff had a really good year of the snake.
Really?
I thought their Year of the Dragon was really good.
I never got to try the year of the dragon.
It was like really heavy orange peel.
Yeah.
It was really good.
So Davidoff is an interesting case because I think that a lot of their core lines are just they deserve to be in the cigar canon, like the Millennium, the Grand Cru, the Colorado Claro. Those are all cigars that I think deserve a spot in the cigar canon. Like, they're just all-time great blends. I always felt that Davidoff for a long time has been pretty mid when it comes to their LEs. There have been some exceptions to that rule, but generally speaking, like a lot of their chef's editions, I was very unimpressed, especially considering how expensive they are. I had one from 2015 that was unbelievably good, so that was great. But since then, it was just kind of like, what's going on with their they're not, what's going on? Yeah. Big part of that was the Kellners weren't working with Davidoff anymore. So they kind of lost their star chefs there when the Kellners left. They have recently been putting out much more impressive blends. So their most recent Maduro, I really enjoyed that one that they put out. The Year of the Snake was very enjoyable. Their Chef's Edition last year was outstanding. So it's like, okay, this is giving me a little bit more solace with Davidoff's state of affairs. Like, okay, Davidoff can still make good cigars. Because I don't want companies like Davidoff to fail. I want them to succeed because Davidoff's a part of cigar culture. They have a lot of history in cigar culture, and I don't want that to go away. But going back to Gurkha has long been kind of the butt of the jokes of cigar smokers for a long time. And some of that is unfair, but not all of it. Their marketing is pretty cheesy in that, they do a lot of deals with Cigars International, and they always put up these absurd discounts when they're selling them on Cigars International, which I think just kind of bastardizes the brand, in my opinion. When they say, well, the MSRP for these are actually $100, but we're going to sell them to you we'll give you 20 for $5.99, and we'll throw in a Bowie knife. And it's just like, what is this? This is stupid. It's just so dumb and so on the nose.
Oh, yeah.
And
In
then
my camera, I actually had one of those sitting in between my seats, my seat in the center console.
it's just kind of silly marketing tactics. Plus, they would have like, how many blends does Gurkha make? Like 375,000. I mean, they're just throwing every blend they can think of on the wall to see what sticks, which I don't think is a particularly deliberate way of doing anything. And then you just get some cigars that, you know, they hyped up the Year of the Dragon. Like, oh, man, this Year of the Dragon. You know, it was a beautiful band, beautiful box. You smoke it, and it's like, this tastes like a bundle value stick, you know, at best. It's not great. Yeah. This is stupid. And I'm tired of people taking advantage of these gimmicks like the Chinese Zodiac and getting people to buy them. And it's like, it's partly a shame on us for buying
it. Yeah.
I didn't buy that one. It was given to me. But it was just silly. And I just was tired of it. And I guess I was kind of in a bad mood that day or something. And I
bad day at work.
Went off and was just like, this is, I hate this shit. This is stupid. What the hell's your problem, Gurkha? You know, that sort of thing.
I don't know. You were talking about the manufacturing. You were like, all they want to do is they just want to get a cigar out because they want to try to make money off the most, and it's just packaging, and that's it. Fuck that. And
Well, I think that's important.
yeah, what packaging?
No, in reviews,
Yeah,
being honest.
yeah,
Like, this is a garbage product.
yeah,
The only appeal this has is the packaging.
yeah.
And you know, the thing was, if it was just a regular cigar that I happened to be reviewing that wasn't hyped like that and didn't have this ornate band and the price tag,
Right.
I wouldn't have thought anything of it. Like, it's like,
It
this
would have
was
been
an okay.
all right.
I think it wasn't like I scored it abysmally either. I think I scored it like an 81, which isn't awful. Like,
But
it's not great.
the money that went into the marketing and the packaging and the show
Yeah,
of the cigar,
that's what made
it
me
didn't
mad.
warrant it.
Yeah, that's what made me angry. That was it.
Ooh, I just got like a dip of milk chocolate.
Oh yeah, it's a flavor ride.
Yeah, that was
Through all
really
kinds of
good.
stuff.
That was like a straight like Hershey's bar, dude.
Yeah.
Greatest cigar you've ever had?
Man, that is so tough. There's
All right.
There's so
That's
many.
that's like a cinema student. You're asking them what's the best movie they've ever watched.
I can name you some. I mean, any of the top 10's number 1 picks or number 2 picks that I've had. I'll stand up as some of the best.
I still think the year that I met you, so it was 2 years ago.
Okay.
It was from
You think that would have been 2024, right?
yeah. So then
Was
2023 I met you.
Was that the Olmec? Because Olmec definitely took number 1 year.
Yeah, that was 24.
Okay.
23. It was the
Jeez.
black. It's not Black Mamba. No, that's not it.
Kobe?
2019.
I don't think they've made a cigar for him yet.
I don't think he was into cigars.
Yeah, he probably wasn't.
The
Jordan
mango something.
The black mango.
Yes.
That. Yeah, that's a good cigar.
Who makes that?
That was Drop Cigar Club. So Kyle Gellis of Warped, and Drop Cigar Club has dropped some real doozy cigars. And then the year after the Black Mango, he had another one that finished number 2. That was the Gellis family. What was it? I can't remember the full name. It was the Gellis family something or other, but it was just had a G on it. It was a green band. Really good. Kind of similar to this in flavor profile in a lot of ways. Yeah. That was Kyle Gellis, another one of these young guys. He's younger than me, and he's a great blender.
Where is he at?
I think he's still at El Titan de Bronze in Miami, that factory, if I'm not mistaken. And at least he was there for a while. Like, he worked there, and that's kind of how he got his start. Was he just wanted to work at a factory, And so all these guys were like, "This gringo, he want to do with," And so they took him in with suspicion, but he proved to him that he really loved this stuff, and so he got good enough to start his own company with Warped. But Black Mango, truly a great cigar. I'm so annoyed that it's I mean, we may never see that cigar again. I've got one left in my humidor. So that one, I mean, Saka's Silver Mesa Brulee Blue is an unbelievable cigar. I think it's the only Connecticut that's ever made my top pick. And it's just
amazing.
It is so good.
Yep.
It is. Have you ever had that one? Yeah, it's amazing. I love
It
that
is
cigar.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For-
at the time, it was the closest to a perfect cigar that I had smoked at that point.
Wow.
Yeah, it was everything about it was just like I can't find anything wrong with this cigar.
What about just the Sober Mesa?
Love the Silver Mesa, but I still think the Silver Mesa Brulee Blue, particularly. So there's the Silver Mesa Brulee, which is the Connecticut version of the Silver Mesa.
Right.
But then he did another particular version of it called the Brulee Blue,
Right.
which he was trying to replicate a vintage Davidoff Cuban cigar that he remembered. So he was trying to replicate that experience, not using Cuban tobacco. So the closest,
Wow.
and he was trying. So that particular cigar was a 7x48 Churchill.
Yeah.
And he was trying to make it that Vitola because that's what he remembered. Then he realized like the flavor isn't as good unless I make it more of a. It was a 6.5x46. That's where he got this close to that experience flavor wise. So that's what he
Wow.
eventually modified it to. So that one for sure. Black Mango, yes. Although it's hard with limited editions because all we can do is just remember. You know, we can never enjoy those cigars again, which is always a shame.
That's what I feel. That's how I feel about. So my cigar of the year last year, I will not forget ever how this cigar tasted. The open cookie. From
That was a good cigar. Another good one they did was the Cap'n, or the not Cap'n.
Oh my
That's
that one.
so.
That was so good.
When we went to
so good.
when we went to Ohio for that event, I had the Not Captain as my first cigar of the day.
Dude,
No, you
that's
had
a
the
great
Not
cigar.
Tony.
Oh, the Not Tony's also great.
Oh,
that
Yeah,
one's also
you had
really
the Not
good.
Tony.
I had the Not Tony on an empty stomach, and I went, "Oh my
Such a good cigar
god,
too, man. I love that one.
that was beautiful."
But the Not Captain was
Not
like
Captain.
We had that
just
on an episode.
straight.
The not Cap'n is comparable to Atabay. So I mean,
What's that?
So Atabay is out of this Costa Rican. If you ever get a chance to smoke anything by Atabay, do it because they are expensive. But it's one of those rare occasions where you spend more than $50 on a cigar and it's freaking worth it. It's just
Wow.
It's so good. And again, don't smoke it flippantly. Smoke it deliberately. Like
Yes.
I'm trying to think who might still have them. I mean, you might have to get them online, which are pretty easy to do. You just have to pay the price. But I think, Lit carried them. You might have to censor that out because that'd probably violate YouTube's terms of service by telling you. There's a local lounge nearby
There it is.
that sells them. At least they did at one point. I've had a few from them.
Okay.
But like anything from United Cigar Group, so Atabay,
Doesn't Red Anchor come from United?
Red Anchor, yeah, but Red Anchor's not at that same Uber premium level. So you got Atabay, you got Bandolero, you've got Byron. Any of those that is very comparable to the experience from the Not Cap'n. So that's
Okay.
kind of what it. They all came from the same factory. So
What factory is that?
is this one in Costa Rica? I can't remember the name.
Okay.
That's but it's something about Costa Rican factories. The elevation of where they are, the air quality is just it's particularly conducive for making great cigars. So
Okay.
yeah,
Wow.
good stuff. What's some other ones, man? I mean, this past year, HVC. Shout out to Rainier Lorenzo, man. He started his own factory after working it with other factories before. HVC's been around a little over 10 years now, but when he finally started his own factory, was it 2-3 years ago now? Started his own factory, small factory, I think only like 20 rollers, something like that. But ever since,
small.
yeah, something about when he got his own factory started and had more control over the production of his blends, man, they've just been stepping up. They're just outstanding. So his Black Friday scored really well this year. It was the number 10 cigar on my list for 25. His La Rosa 520 10th anniversary was my number 1 pick, so it was really neatly bookending my list for this year. It was just a phenomenal cigar. There have been other cigars, a lot from Privada, like this one. This one was Cigar of the Year for 24. So I think 23 was the Black Mango, and then 22 was the Olmec. Yeah, Olmec. I think that's a cigar I buy by the box. It's just the Olmec Maduro is to this day still an incredibly enjoyable cigar, and I love that it's a regular production that we can get more. And
I
more
don't
of.
think I ever had it.
We've had it on an episode.
Not the Olmec. We've had the Tabernacle.
We've had the Tabernacle.
That was the
we
first
had
one.
the Wiseman.
The Wiseman. But that was it.
I
From
guess we have.
Foundation, that was it.
Yeah, I don't think we've had an Olmec.
Yeah, Nick Melillo is another great blender of the today. He's been making a very high quality cigar ever since he started. Another former Drew Estate employee, same as Steve Saka. They
Yep.
both came from the Drew Estate company, started their own companies, and between the two of them, they buy about 80% of the Connecticut broadleaf that's on the market for their cigars. I mean, they buy up so much of the authentic Connecticut broadleaf, not the Connecticut broadleaf seed that's grown in Nicaragua. Very different. So,
it tastes very different.
yeah, it tastes different. It's weird too because not everybody knows how to use Connecticut broadleaf the proper way because it's this huge leaf. So you end up with a lot of waste if you don't know how to cut it right to use it for.
What was
wrapper leaf.
the Las Calaveras?
Las Calaveras? That's Crown Heads.
Yeah, was that 23?
Well,
The one that I bought the box of?
That just
That
blew.
was-
Yeah, that was the
It was
23.
Connecticut broadleaf.
Yeah,
that was still-
Yeah.
unbelievable.
The
2023
it had the orange
Las Calaveras.
band
Yeah, I
with
remember
the
it.
white skull.
Yep.
Yeah, that was that. Tennessee Waltz.
Tennessee Waltz. Yeah.
That's
Oh my
another
gosh.
one. I love
Phenomenal
that
cigar.
one. The Yellow
it's a really
Rose.
good
I
cigar.
still have one. I still haven't smoked it.
Yeah,
I'm
but
still
the Tennessee
waiting.
Waltz was. I
One
like
of
what
my
they
top
do with
five
the.
that
I like
year.
what they do with the Mil Diaz.
Yeah,
Like
the Mil Diaz Maduro was even better than the original. I thought.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I
I thought
And
Mil
then
Diaz Maduro
the
was
Mil
great.
Diaz 10 year.
Haven't had.
We
the
had
10-year.
that.
Is it good?
It is fantastic.
Yeah,
It
very
was amazing.
Yeah. So Crown Heads does 2 annual releases: the Las Calaveras and the Capa Especial. And I can't remember which year it was, but the Capa Especial that he did, it was 22 or 23. I'm pretty sure it made my top 10 list. It was just a great cigar. But yeah,
I haven't seen that one.
yeah, it's less popular than the Las Calaveras. Las Calaveras is kind
Yeah.
of like the flagship annual
Right.
release that they do.
Same with Mil Diaz.
Yeah.
Does Pravada make your top 10 every year?
Not every year, but often. So
I'm sure the Not Tony hit yours last year.
not Tony. The problem, yeah, I last year no, because I had the Not Tony years before. Like I had the I had the Not Tony,
Or not Tony, not Cap.
the Not Cappin. Yeah, so I only got to smoke the Not Cappin once. So with that being the case, one of my rules for my top 10 list is I have to smoke the cigar at least twice, preferably 3 times, before I can put it on the top 10 list. Oh, wow. Just because I want to make sure it will be consistently good. Yeah. So, case in point, the Kellner cigar
3
that I
sips to acceptance.
Yeah, there you go. 3 sips to acceptance.
so like the Kellner 80 that I just smoked, they'll be coming out. It probably won't make my top 10 list, even though it probably should, because they only made 20,000 of them. They're extremely coveted. Everybody wanted to smoke this, and so they're probably all gone. I got one.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the hell out of it, and I probably won't be able to enjoy it again. If I get fortunate enough to get another, probably would make my top 10. But
So, along with 3 tries,
Mm-hmm.
what dictates your top 10?
so
What-
I thought for a long time about whether or not I should include limited editions or not, because there's always a little bit of a stigma there. Like, okay, if people want to try this, it'd be really frustrating after seeing it on a top 10 list and not being able to find it, which I
Right.
get. But sometimes, and I think this trumps this argument, that if a cigar is done that well, it needs to be recognized, and even if it's just little old me with my little channel doing it, I want to give as many shout outs as I can to excellence. So if they make an incredible limited edition, I'm just going to have to put it on the list if I have the opportunity to smoke it more than once. One example that happened this year was the Lampert Limitada 2025. It made my list. I think it was number 4. It was so good. Super limited. I think there was only like 5,000 or 6,000 of them made. It was just like very few out there. I was lucky enough to be able to smoke it twice, so it got on the lists, and it was just that good. So that's another company that I think is just outstanding. Stefan Lampert, Stefan Lampert, great guy. One of these very affable, humble guys, a lot like Klaus Kellner in that regard. You know, a very unassuming sort of individual who would you would never guess, oh, this guy's super talented, just because he's just too humble. He doesn't, he's not a braggadocio sort of guy, which I appreciate. So, yeah, that Limitada for 25 was outstanding. So it needed to be on the list as far as I was concerned. So yeah, there was one year where I think there was like 4 Privada cigars on my list, including the top spot. I think that was 21. I think it was. Yeah. I think there were 4 different Privada sticks that came out, and that were on my top 10 list. But yeah, it was a good year. It was a great year. It was right after COVID, so we had a lot of time to smoke cigars, and I smoked a lot of cigars that year.
Well, that's what. When we started smoking Privada, I mean, it was almost like leaps and bounds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What we were smoking before.
Now, do you read the flavor note cards and everything? And
I don't.
Yes.
I definitely
He does.
do.
I don't.
I definitely do.
I still have not gotten Dan or Joseph to commit to doing Privada once a month.
So
I bought a truck. I can't afford a cigar.
that $27 a month would just break them.
I'm paying over $5 for my car.
But no, the flavor notes just, first of all, what a great way to educate your palate. Because it's just having something there to kind of show you along. It's like you notice certain things that you're picking up, and it's like, that is a perfect way to express what I was experiencing. I couldn't articulate it, but I've definitely had that before. Like I've encountered this flavor note or aroma before, but I didn't know how to articulate it, or I felt like too sheepish. Like, this sounds like bullshit if I say it, Right. But then you get some validation. You're like, okay, so I wasn't crazy. You can smell dried blueberry in a cigar, and so like you would just start educating your palate, and by having these flavor notes, and then you start. Also, there's such a thing as a phenomenon of like, you won't know something's there unless you start looking for it. Like, if you're not looking for certain things, you'll completely miss it. And that's true of lots of things. That's true about your visual sense.
Yep.
So, of course, it's going to be true with your sense of smell and taste. So if you got a card saying, okay, this had malty cocoa, this had cedar, this had a little bit of licorice in there, look for those things. And sometimes you'll go through and it's like, I'm not getting it. Okay, fine, move on. And other times you're like, holy shit, that was all there. And if I wasn't looking for it, I probably would have missed it.
There are so many times in which we do an episode, it's you, me, and Joseph Hill, in which you and me will say, hey, we're getting this or this. And then Joseph, out of nowhere, will go, I'm getting cedar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then the moment I take another puff, it's all cedar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because somebody points it out to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a guy that I'll do reviews with, good buddy, shout out to Sheldon, the cigar dad. He's great to have on for reviews because we'll ping pong flavor notes that we're getting, and it's happened so many times where I'll say I'm getting this, and he's like, oh man, I missed that, and the other's like, you're right, it's there. And the same thing will happen with he's like, I'm getting more of a toasty oak, and it's like, damn it, if you're not right. Now that you have toasty oak in there too, that's really cool.
Right.
And so it's really cool whenever I get a guy who is as nerdy as I am about picking out flavor notes to act as a sounding board and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, now we have to come to your tent.
You do.
And we got to do...
Maybe we should do it when the weather's warmer so we don't have to be so claustrophobic.
Sure.
Yeah. That'd be, oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Of course.
Come over to the flavor tent. And
You don't want to be close to me? I don't blame you.
Well, it's always a pleasure, Joe.
I was so happy to be here.
Yeah,
Long
right.
time coming. No, I'm not totally
right.
being serious.
Yeah, right.
I am.
Sure.
I'm serious. This was fantastic. I love this. I love this space. Really cool. I love smoking with you guys. It's not the first time. We smoked a lot of
It
cigars.
won't be the
together.
last.
Won't be the last.
Hopefully
So-
not. God willing.
No.
We are the
Well.
Bourbonists. That's Joe Knows. And we'll see you next time. Cheers, fellas.
Cheers, man.
Thanks for coming.
Of course.